Happy solstice. May this time be rich. The solstice, still sun. So there is a moment of pause where the days have equal length for several days at this time of year before the earth continues its rotation. There is this steady, equal light, almost a stillness. This time has been revered throughout history as for many reasons, as an honoring of the light coming back, as an honoring of the darkness, that dark time of the year. So we are in the northern hemisphere in winter and in the southern summer. We both have this pause. We have this pause in different qualities, in the fullness in the southern hemisphere and in the emptiness in the northern hemisphere. We can think of the heightened aspect of summer as the masculine, this very outward energy, very bright, very light. And we're always in balance, There is no separation of the masculine and the feminine. This isn't about gender, they are contrasts to each other. They are counterpartners in this dance of life. In each of our bodies, in the elements, in the earth herself, that she has qualities of feminine and masculine, or the earth has, if we want to say it that way. So we can always also think about and I'm sitting in the winter time, the bottom of the exhale, what is being released, what is being let go of. And then that pause, that space before the inhale comes in, before the richness of what is moving back in, what is fresh, what is new perspective after the release. And we'll play with some breath in a moment, because I find that interesting, that how I breathe and even how I relate to my breath is often how I'm relating to these transitions, even throughout my day. What can I let go of? What am I reclaiming? What am I stepping into? What am I inviting? And we do this all the time. But this time of year, the bottom of the exhale and this emergence of a new year, a new energy coming in, a new quality. How are we inviting that? And more than what I find really interesting is this reclamation of who we are, The letting go is really letting go of things that get in the way of who we are, that we maybe have taken in or have been given to us, or have been distractions along the way, or expectations along the way, that we can release. And the reclaiming is really reclaiming that part of us that knows what our gifts are, what brings us pleasure, what allows us to create, to offer, to support, what allows us to be sovereign, in a place of deep trust within ourselves, sovereign so that we may be in relationship with other, fully present, in presence with our own mind, our own heart, our emotions, our beliefs, our bodies, in deep power, but power is a sense of deep trust within who we are, so that we can go out and relate as whole beings, sovereign beings. So let's play with the breath. And let's start through, we'll inhale and exhale through the nose, and then we'll shift it. But inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. And really slowing the breath down so you're aware of that transition point. When you inhale and you feel the fullness happening in the body, whether it's the belly or the chest, maybe there's an opening in the throat or the mouth, the face. And that transition, when the inhale becomes full, and that slow transition into the exhale. And even that transition, slowing the exhale down, so you feel that transition of releasing, and then the breath starts to come in. Right? It's like the tide moving in and the tide moving out. And notice which one feels more comfortable. Is it the fullness? Is that easier to slow down? Is it easier to feel? Is it easier to stay present? Is it easier to smooth it out? And then that transition to the inhale, the emptiness, the full let go, the trust that the breath will come. And let's shift it just a little bit. And just knowing, sometimes when we shift the breath, just take a momentary pause. When we shift the breath in any way, sometimes it can bring up a struggle around the breath, right? That we've often learned how to hold our breath. I see that in many of my clients. When we push the breath out, we pull it in. Maybe the breath stays high. Maybe the throat stays tight and the jaw stays tight. Right? And these are all, again, maybe places where we have tempered ourselves. Or kind of tucked ourselves in. So this time we're going to play with inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. So inhale slowly. Maybe feel the breath across the nostrils, nasal passages. And as you, again, that transition, fullness, and then the release, can you let the jaw slacken, lower teeth away from the upper teeth, hinge of the jaw slacken, throat soften. Inhale through the nose. Can you keep that slackness in the jaw and the throat and the chest? And exhale. Again, that transition in the exhale through an open mouth. Notice that transition. Inhale. Keep slowing it down. And if your breath is much shorter than mine, that is totally fine. And again, that transition from the fullness to releasing, allowing it, sending it out, and that transition to the inhale. Transition to the exhale. Let's relax the breath again. Right, notice what happens with that slower breath. Again, if you're trying and your body's trying to figure out what we're doing, just honor that. Any insight, any sense of, okay, can I slow down? What's my rhythm? What's my pacing? Where am I in this? How does this serve me? Let's try open mouth. We're going to inhale, open mouth, exhale, open mouth. So diffuse and slow again, so we can slow down the transitions. See if you can soften throat, shoulders, belly, and allow the breath to move in and out. Right, and we're going to play with the mouth being very, right, opening of the back of the throat, the cave of the mouth, even behind the eyes, the nose, the throat wide, back of the neck wide. And here we go, inhaling. And feel that fullness, and then that slow transition to the exhale. Slow transition to the inhale. Open up the back of the throat, open up the chest. And slow exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And what are you noticing as you get used to the breath, as you start to relax? What are you noticing? Again, what feels more easy on the system, inhale or exhale? Do you exhale all the breath out? Does that emptiness feel challenging, or does the fullness feel challenging? Where do you tighten around the breath? And then relax the breath. One hand on heart, one hand on belly. And just for a moment, almost thinking mind, heart, can you let any judgments, assessments, analysis, discernment, just shift down into the heart for a moment. Just let your awareness come down. Feel your hand on your heart. Feel the beat of your heart. And then feel your other hand on your belly. Right, these are different qualities of consciousness. Right, we can even think of, right, one brain, heart as a second brain, or, right, the heart sends a lot of information to the brain, much more than the brain sends to the heart. The heart, even as an organ, is an energy system, does a lot of negotiating or navigating of who we are. Right, touching back into that place of trust, of insight. And we can even think of our gut, our intestines, as another brain. Again, highly innervated, highly intelligent. Again, allowing us to navigate, to relate, to connect, get insight. So in this moment, and you maybe can take some time to write after this, or just the acknowledgement of what feels right to release, what feels right. And sometimes there's pain in that. What is this thing that feels ready to be put down? Even if it's this conditionality with yourself, or holding on to things, not really wanting to look at them, because it's painful to look at things. What feels ready to be put down in your own way? And what are you ready to reclaim for yourself? Whether it's your kind of childlike creativity or your ability to dream. Right? What is your gift? Not what do you make money at, but what is your gift? What gives you pleasure? What feels expansive and a joy to do? Good. And maybe after this, taking some time just to acknowledge, just to sit in your own space without my voice, to feel your own connection to all of you, all aspects of you, body, mind, soul, heart, gut. Happy Solstice.